everybody, we are group number 4 and in this time we are going to explain you about interactive read aloud. But before to start with the explanation, I want to let you know who are the members of the group. So the members are Noemi Lozano, Ingrid Bennett, Gloria Plicano, Julia Santamaria, Jorge Lopez, and me, Jan Denise Urquia. So interactive read aloud is a whole context instructional group in which the teacher reads aloud a select text to the whole class. So the students can think about, can talk about, and respond to the text. So both students and also the teacher can process actively the language, process the ideas, and the meaning of the text. So interactive read aloud is very important because it allows the students to expand their knowledge, their vocabulary, and also the language. My classmates are going to explain you more about interactive read aloud, how it is applied, the strategies, and so on.
My name is Noemi and I'm going to talk about some goals and strategies that interactive read aloud has. The goal number 1 is to use English to communicate in a social setting. So a student will interact with spoken and written English for personal expression and enjoyment. Goal number 2 is to use English to achieve academically in all context area. For example, a student will use English to interact in the classroom, share their ideas about the readings, and use appropriate learning strategies to construct and apply academic knowledge. And goal number 3 is to use English in socially and culturally in appropriate way. Step and interactive read aloud. The first step is choose an appropriate book. It's appropriate for the level of the student that will give you an opportunity to provide a rich read aloud experience through the use of different voices and drama. I have this book. Okay, what do you think about this book? Do you think this book is appropriate for 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade? What do you think? Step number 2 is pre-read and plan interaction. Before beginning the read aloud session, you need to read the book. Take notes. Use this note to mark places for discussion, prediction, and connection to other books that a student have read or personal experience. For example, read the title of the story, The Noisy Farm, and ask to your student, what is the story about? What do you think? Have you ever visited a farm? Step number 3 is stop for interaction. Select 10 or 15 minutes to discuss prediction for the next day reading. And the last one is assess student progress and understanding. In this step, you can do many activities to assess your student. For example, the student retell events in the story, reread the story, rewrite the end of the story.
Hello. As teachers, we usually encourage our students in many ways about different topics. Today, I want to share with you an example, specifically for 1st graders, because that age is special. They are getting new habits. In this case, they are learning how to read aloud. In my classroom, I have a lot of tools. For example, I have this small teddy bear. It's a finger puppet, or kind of, and I have my big black panther. Okay, I have puppet like Ducky, Pinky, and my favorite is my helper, Ducky. Ducky is my superhero. I have a lot of books in a special shelf. My shelf is colored green, and I name it Hulk. So every time I say, okay, it's time to read, they go, and they know they are taking books, small and colorful, medium-sized book, or covering with anti-stress stuff from Hulk, and they love that. My favorite tool, my favorite book in this case is my big book. Okay, my big book is full of different stories. Every day we read just one page, okay? And they invent a story, a different story. At the end of the day, we have to read again using colors. For example, this book has letters, okay? For example, pencil is color gray, crayons color green, glue is color yellow. So they have to get stuff in the classroom. For example, this trouble is a crocodile. They have to get a lot of stuff color green, like the word we read after or before. Okay, thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Ingrid Bennett, and today I'm going to talk about some teaching comprehension processes. I'm going to do it briefly. There are 5, and the first one is microprocesses. Its meaning is the sentence level connection, making sense of elements within a sentence. In this case, as example, I have this teaching strategy that is called read aloud. Pretty much use it for the teacher from kindergarten. The teacher start like this, showing the book. The name of this book is Around the World in 80 Days, and the teacher start reading in this way. On October 2, 1872, Philip Frog bet his life, saying that he could travel around the world in 80 days. He was an English gentleman, okay? He lives in London, okay? He never went to business and social place, and he seems to be quite rich, but nobody knew where his money came from. And this is the way on how read aloud is presented, and it is important because it's developed strong vocabulary. Also, it is improved comprehension, and also the students acquire fluency. And the second one is integrative process. Its meaning is that it is the connection between a judgment sentence within a selection. In this case, I'm going to use this teaching strategy called visualizing. In this case, its meaning is helps the student to connect with the text by playing a movie in their mind as they are reading a story. In this case, for example, with a book, the students, when the teacher reads the book, the student start visualizing what the history is going to be about. And the number 3 is the elaboratory process. Its meaning is making connection between personal experience or other related with the text being read. Its meaning says is when we relate our personal experience with the book that we read. And the number 4 is the microprocesses, as getting the main idea, the oversharing meaning of a whole selection. In this case, as example, we have summarizing, or what we need to take into account when we summarize. At the beginning, we have to introduce the major character. Also, we have to establish the sentence where the history took place. Also, in the middle, we have to explore the major problem, and at the end, we have to solve the major problem of the text. As example, I have this summary from Harry Potter's book, and the first part of the book introduces the writer to what it's like to be a wizard. Okay, the writer experienced how amazing this is with Harry. In the middle, as the story goes on, it's clear that something dark is happening at Hogwarts. Hogwarts is the setting where the story took place, the castle. Okay, and at the end of the book, focus on a series of tests and trials that Harry couldn't be able to make without his friends and parents. And the last one is metacognitive. Its meaning is monitoring your own understanding of what is being read. In this case, we are going to use this example that is called paraphrasing. I have this one. This is the original text and this is the paraphrase. Okay, I'm going to read it. It says, Willy Wonka was famous for his delicious candies. Children and adults loved to eat it. And the paraphrase says, Willy Wonka was known throughout the world because people enjoy eating the tasty candy he made. And this is a paraphrase. Some important thing that we have to take into account when we paraphrase is that we have to avoid plagiarism or copying the words the original text have. Also, in this case, the person who paraphrase has to use his or her own words to express their ideas. And this was my presentation.
Okay, good afternoon everyone. So today we are going to talk about read aloud. As you know, it's really important the reading in our life, because into the reading so we find vocabulary, so we find expression, and we develop different skills. Okay, so today we are going to have an invitation from 4th grade. He is from a public institution, and he's going to give you a demonstration about how they read. Okay, so if you can see, so we have a story here that is a story about a girl from 4th grade. Okay, so we are going to start. When I count 3, Emmanuel, so we are going to start. Good afternoon, Emmanuel.
Good afternoon.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
One of these I laid this out able. The school is my class. We have a great teacher named Mr. Hilbert. She is a wonderful artist. I love to watch
her draw,
and paint. She taught us how to mix paint to make us
just
the
right colors.
color for our
Our paintings. Okay, what can you see, Emmanuel, here in this picture?
And here's
A girl, very good.
board,
A board. What else?
flower,
A flower, excellent. A flowers into the board. What else?
colors.
A colors. Okay, Emmanuel, all these stories is about this picture, okay, that we have here. As you know, it's really important read aloud, because when we read aloud, so we are going to find the mistake. Okay, so congratulations, Emmanuel. Okay, a clap for you.
Okay, the conclusions of interactive read aloud is based on the fact that this is a strategy that supports the understanding of reading comprehension. Interactive read aloud traditionally has been associated with primary classrooms or elementary classrooms. It is also effective in supporting comprehension and vocabulary development. So vocabulary development will also be encouraged in not just in elementary students, but in high school students, especially those who are English learners. Even high school students benefit from hearing fluent, expressive reading of English text. Every single student from pre-kinder to high school will benefit from listening to the reading, to the correct reading, and practicing the correct reading by hearing literature read with the use of different voices, inflections, gestures, body language. English language learners are supported in refining their reading. They will improve their reading and speaking skills, which are the examples or the goals or what is expected from students that have been practicing the interactive read aloud. Students from pre-kinder to third grade are expected to orally describe characters in a storybook. They're also expected to orally describe personal experiences related to the text they have just read. Students from 4th to 8th grade, which is called middle school, will be expected to describe a personal hero orally or written. They will also be expected to use words from the storybook or from the books they have read and use it in the writing or oral communications. And students from 9th to 12th grade will be expected to respond to literature orally or in writing, but it will be like immediate. As soon as they listen to it, they will be asked to respond. And they will also be asked to participate in the performance of a scene from literature. So once they have read one of the stories, they will be asked to participate in a role, in a character, and to perform it. And basically that is our conclusion and basically what is expected. This is a very useful strategy and we must take it seriously and let the students read, speak, and write English the most possible way. Thank you.